Hi guys, this is Elisa with Fusion DIY. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on a couple of projects appropriate for Mother's Day. First is this galvanized envelope that I found at my local Habitat Restore. It already had the hanging attachment on it, and so I grabbed it. I paid $1 for it. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of foam and I'm going to cut it down and I'm going to put it into the envelope so that I can put some flowers in there. Once that's done, I'm going to start to load it with some of these beautiful tulips that I found on Amazon, and I will put a link below in the comment section so that if you're interested you can grab some of them. They have them in a variety of colors. I picked the peach and the yellow, and I just thought that they were so springy. Once I finished putting the tulips in, I took some Spanish moss and I pushed it in there to just give the tulips a little bit more stability so that they wouldn't move back and forth quite so much. And I just love how this project turned out. And here it is in my booth. Now for the next project, it is similar. It's a galvanized wall pocket that I picked up at the Habitat Restore for $1. And first thing I'll do is I'm going to clean it and then I'm going to paint it. Now I know that you guys know that green is the trending color this year, and this Waverly chalk paint, I really do love the coverage. I think for the price that you pay, it is really a great paint. So I'm going to give this a coat of Waverly chalk paint, again in the color moss, and I'm going to then dry that with my heat gun. Once the first coat is dry, I'm going to come back and give it a second coat of the Waverly chalk paint. And you can see the difference between the wet paint and the dry paint and how it dries to a beautiful green tone. Again, I took my heat gun to speed up the drying on this piece, and once it was dry, then I moved on to painting the bottom. There are holes in the back of the container so that you could hang it on the wall. And for that reason, I felt like it was important to paint the bottom. So in case somebody did that, they wouldn't have a different colored bottom from the rest of the piece. Once the paint was dry, then I added a piece of foam and I'm starting to grab some of my lavender, and I'm going to be adding lavender to this piece. You never want to throw away any leftover pieces of floral, because in situations particularly like this, you can cut the lavender and you can take the lower leaves or the lower blooms off of the stem, and you can put them, hot glue them onto another stem and insert them so that you don't have all this floral down at the bottom where nobody can see it. And so at the moment it looks kind of leggy, but you're going to see how I'm going to fix that, and this just turned out beautiful. So when I was finished inserting the lavender, I took then some Spanish moss and I started to fill in around the parts of the container where you could actually see the bottom. I filled it in so that it gave the floral little bit more stability, and as I said, you can't really see then the bottom of the container. I absolutely love how this piece turned out, and I added a transfer the following morning. Unfortunately, I didn't get video of that, but here it is in my booth. I also wanted to show you some pieces that have been sold in my booth recently. And now here's some new items that I've recently brought in. If you live in the northeastern Pennsylvania or northwestern New Jersey area, you can find these pieces at the Pickers Junction, 141 East Broad Street in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And check out this old petroleum jelly jar. Don't you love it? I want to thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you next week.